So, good evening, everyone. Welcome to this chat for
Good evening,
Vampire the.
everyone. Welcome to this chat for
Hold on.
Vampire the.
What is going on there?
Uh,
There we go. So, I told you not to have Twitch unmuted. So, I had Twitch unmuted. So, but anyway, it's all a learning thing. I streamed the other day without a video going, so no one was recording the game. So there we go, pro streamer right there. So what we'll do is I've got a load of questions for Mark White, who is I'm happy has joined us. So say hello, Mark.
Hi, everybody.
So we've got a couple of people in chat already, which is good. So I've got a load of questions written out already, so we'll go on from there. So we'll start off with this project because this project's been going on for a fair bit, hasn't it? And it's now starting to steamroll. It's picking up steam, isn't it? It's taking some pace.
Yeah, I mean, the project we started back in 2018. It was just a group of guys sat around the table, just coming up with ideas of what would make a great vampire LARP, how we could make it different from what else is out there. And it was just generally just chewing the fat and coming up with some amazing ideas and then realizing, oh, I've got those ideas would involve a lot of work. And it kind of just went from there. And then we separated our, we basically come up with, what's the word for it? Like the foundations for the project. What's
Yeah,
achievable, what's not. Um, Things that we definitely wanted to have in the project no matter what and stuff like that. And we came up with our guidelines. And then a plan was generated from that as well of how we're going to go about doing it, and that's what we've been busy with.
yeah,
So recently we've launched our first website. So we're going to have two websites in the game. One's going to be used for just for advertisement and also the geocaching aspect. And then the second website, and also so that first one is also world building. And then the second one is going to be a forum with separate forums for clans and the factions. There's going to be restrictions on there to prevent people from talking unless they get, let's say if you're looking at your faction and speak on the city forum, you will have to go through the herald or someone of status to get your message out there, if you see what I mean.
yeah,
So we're going to be doing some clever stuff on there with the Masquerade as well, so they can have little picture box at other people's stuff
yeah,
due to StrikeNet.
yep, yep.
And stuff like that. So that's the second one, that's the forum. And yeah, so as I say, the launch of the first website was kind of like where our focus was at the start because this we needed a way to get word of mouth out there to get this publicised, and so we thought, how are we going to do this in a different kind of way? And that's where we came up with the idea for this interactive website from the viewpoint of a local hunter. So at
Okay.
this point, the website is solely from Samuel Poinder. And his family's interactions with vampires since the 17th century, I think it was, we started in from.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and as I say, when we go through the pictures, it's his kind of opinion on vampire activity and what he's seen.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So if we start from the beginning, then essentially there's been a vampire game played in the UK for a couple of decades now, hasn't it? Pretty much, it's been for a very long time, and it's gone on from there to where a place now where something different is probably needed. And the idea that you've had is to take a LARP game, a live action role play game for Vampire, and also a play by post website essentially. So people
Yes.
who can't attend the LARP, so people from all around the world are able to participate on the website, get involved in it in that forum, and then enable to alter things that occur at the LARP. Is that the premise of it? Very
Yeah,
basically.
we've split the project or the game into three different sections. all of which interact with each other. So the first section of the game is geocaching, which is going to be opened up to the general public.
Right.
It's all led by Samuel Poinder, and the idea behind that is that we wanted, when players in the game create masquerade breaches,
Yeah.
or due to their actions or inactions cause masquerade breaches,
Yeah.
they will then be, those geocaches will appear or masquerade breaches will appear in the city of geocaches, and then it's a race to see who gets there first. If a vampire player gets there first and is able to cover up the masquerade, then taking an asset code found within the geocache and submitting a downtime saying what they saw there, how they're changing it, and then refer to that asset code, that counts as a masquerade cover-up. Whilst if a member of the general public gets there first, what they do is they email Samuel Ponder, they say what they saw at that site, and that is a masquerade breach that's taken place. So that will then raise the hunter level in the city, and if that level of hunter kind of, let's say, presence stroke knowledge gets to a certain point, it has adverse effects on the players of the game. Then you move on to the live game, and we've got that's going to be focused between the war between the Sabbat and the Camarilla, as both sides are warring over taking control of Southampton. Up until this point, Southampton has never been able to be claimed by any of the factions due to when they send kindred in here, the kindred go missing, die, whatever's happened to them, they never last long enough. No rulership has ever taken hold in Southampton. For some reason, at this point in time, the situation's changed. So that's going to be the start of the live game. And then you've got the international, as we're calling it, and that's one of the things I've always found restrictive with LARP in general is that it sounds harsh, but it's very it's restricted in you can only get people in your local area or in your own country or something like that attend. Now I do know there are large LARP fests where people travel from all over the world, but they are a large LARP fest. But for smaller LARPs, you're kind of restricted with your player base. And there's a lot of other LARP systems out there that are all vying for players' attention. So what we wanted to do was to make Vampire the Masquerade feel like the actual world that the game takes place in. We thought there's a city, stuff's happening in the city, it's getting focus from both factions, but the international players, what they will represent is kind of like the money, the power, the influence that will be funneled into the city to take control of it. So the international players will be, the way I said it the other day was that if you go out on the streets and have a fight, at the end of the day, you're fighting on the streets, but neither side owns them. But if you had someone who owned the buildings on that street, and they were to turn around and phone the police and get people to turn up to move you on, I guarantee that if they were on the side of one of those fighters, that fighter wouldn't have any issues, but the other person definitely would. The police would be targeting them. And that's the difference between just taking a fight on the street or having control of the streets. And that's what the international players will do.
Okay, fantastic. So it's a nice mishmash of a lot of different ideas then to bring a lot of different people together so that they can do a lot of different things. So because I've had a friend who's shown interest from Scotland who is more interested in doing the forum game and being able to get involved. Essentially, of his evening, he could sit down, do a bit of stuff on the forum, knowing that the following weekend at the LARP, he has affected something. So that appealed to him. He appealed it to him quite a lot.
Yeah, we've released some of the things that international players can get up to in those power plays. So what happens is when you can get more and more control of the city via influence, it unlocks power plays that you can then use within the game, and these will have drastic effects. The other thing that international players need to be aware of as well, although them as a vampire it would be very difficult for their character to be killed, what they're trying to protect is their identity. They're trying to keep that masquerade effect around them. They're trying to gain large amounts of control, but never allowing it to be revealed that it's them that's doing it. So to represent that in the game, we're using a noise system. So the more actions you do, the more things that are big and stuff like that in the city, the more noise you generate. And when you hit a certain threshold, that's basically noise represents your hit points. And if you hit a certain threshold, you have to burn your identity and start a new one. At which point you lose all your influence and stuff like that.
Okay.
Now, power plays in the game that can generate more noise, or you can reduce the amount of noise you get. All of this, we're going to have a full rule set for this. We're making it as simple as possible, but as interactive as possible. So we're making it that so when you submit a downtime, an international player will gain. At the moment, we're looking at 6 downtimes a month. And those are to do with one of which can be used for a power play, and the others can be used for separate actions, either defending an area, attacking, coordinations, investigations, stuff like this.
Okay. Okay. So when we'll have to clarify what what you mean by downtime. We'll do that in a second. There has been a question asked in chat. So, is there a knowledge requirement for background information to be able to play any of the parts, or is it designed to be open to all new and old players?
Yes, 100%. It is definitely open to old and new players. We're looking at creating clan guides and new player guides. So the new player guides will be there to they're kind of like cheat sheets and handbooks, which are useful for the live game. But the clan guides give people full backgrounds on the clan, what's the current state of it, influential people, stuff like that. So there'll be one for all of the clans at the start. You have your clan forums, where there will be NPCs and players on there that will be fully interacting with you, coming up with their own goals and agendas and things they want to achieve. As far as background knowledge and stuff like that of the game, that depends on the player. When I first started LARP with Vampire, I knew absolutely nothing, and I used that as my character concept, that I was freshly embraced. I was a mortal beforehand, of course, and so I had to learn everything, and that was a great way for me to kind of learn the ropes. But yeah, in this we will have, at the live game, we're going to have it so there's an NPC that's dedicated towards new player characters, new characters. So if you're looking to do something, that NPC will help you achieve it, will give you things to do. And yeah, so we're definitely catering this strongly towards new people to LARP, Vampire, and general interactions. But then at the same time, there's going to be a lot of stuff in the game for older players to get their teeth into as well.
Yeah. Okay. So we've briefly touched on how you want to mix LARP and the forum in. What sort of interaction are you hoping will take place between people who can only work on the forum and people who are going to be able to do all the LARPs and work on the forum as well, to make it all even and balanced out?
So basically, the interaction between live and the international is that the live players, if there are areas in the city, or the city's been separated into 16 postcode areas, and there are, if a live player was to go and feed, that would cost them a certain amount of downtime actions, depending on who controlled that area. So if it is controlled by your faction, it costs you 0 downtime actions to feed. If it's independent, as in neither of the current factions control it, it's 1 downtime action, and if it's the opposite faction, it's 2. And that goes across as well for other things like investigations and things like that for the live players. So the international players can definitely help by focusing on areas that the live players are looking to feed in or call their home, to flip it to their side. And there's mechanisms in place to allow them to do that. There's also the thing that the international players, some of the influences give them items. Everything in the game will have an asset code attached to it, so they can trade it, they can do what they want with it. But the idea being is that these items can then be traded to the live players as well. It's one of those situations where, so the way to look at it is that the international players have lots of money, lots of power, lots of sway. They're coming from built-up, strong domains,
Yes.
whilst the live players at Southampton are in a war-torn area. So they need supplies. They need it's the war front, so they need the supply chains behind them to help them out. And there's going to be certain times within the game where that's going to become really apparent. And whichever side kind of gets their supply chains worked out first, will definitely get some forms of benefits in that. We do have systems in place as well to keep it balanced. Where, if we've got, let's say you've got 50 players on the Sabat and only 30 on the Camarilla, we've got some things in place to help balance the game out. We are expecting both sides to turn up at each other's courts and have a little pop. The famous 10 o'clock Sabat attack. It won't be a load of NPCs anymore. It's going to be player characters. So hopefully that's going to put a real kind of drama behind it when actually players are playing with their characters' lives. It's not just a matter of walk in here and kill some NPCs. The refs take a step back and it's down to players. If you want to go and attack that court, find out where it's being held. There's mechanisms in place for that as well.
Excellent.
And go and have a pop if you want to.
Okay.
So yeah, we're definitely trying to balance it, and we're definitely making it so all of the areas have interaction.
Okay. So Camarilla and Sabat will both be playable, and both sides will be able to have interactions as well. So if a Sabat player and a Camarilla player, they're both at the same area dealing with the same issue, they are able to then put personal issues aside and deal with that issue together if needs be.
Yeah, there's a possibility for that.
Just don't let each other's side find out about it, essentially.
Yeah, it's one of those things where whatever relationships players decide to make between their characters is completely down to them. What we're saying at the start is that when you choose the faction, you can only play in that faction until your character is dead.
Yeah.
At which point you're being asked if you can change to the other side. And if you really do not want to play the other faction, then we will allow you, of course, to play again in the same way. But we're looking to make it so, I hate to do this, but in World of Warcraft, when you used to be able to choose Alliance and Horde, and that's what you played, that's what we want from this, is that, we want people to feel like they are members of the Sabat or members of the Camarilla, and the opposite side are the enemy. But of course, you can build up those relationships. We're expecting the Masquerade, for example, to have a little bit of a, I don't know how to put it, like they're not, they don't see each other as Sabat and Camarilla, they see each other as, Masquerade. So
exactly.
There may be aspects of the game where the Masquerade may be chatting between either side. But yeah, so we're looking to make it so it's completely in the player's hands. At the end of the day, if a player wants to turn around and be very friendly with a member of the opposite faction because it's of mutual benefit to them, so be it. We can represent it in any way.
Fantastic, that's awesome. Okay, so that clears that bit up then. Okay, so if so we'll move away from the site for a second then. So what was it when it came to Vampire the Masquerade? What was it that got you involved in it yourself?
For me, with Vampire, it was so a long time ago. I was down at a nightclub in Southampton called The Dungeon.
Yeah.
And a group of friends came in, and they were keenly talking about how their newly embraced Brewer just turned up to this new game, and they kicked everybody's, and they loved it, and we were so powerful, and they were really, really enthused about this game. And at the time, I was doing another LARP. I didn't really think too much of Masquerade at the time.
Yep.
Everybody's got tastes and stuff like that. But then every time I went down a dungeon, they were just talking about it and getting more and more into it. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to give this a try. I'll just turn up and see what it's like. So I made myself a brewer, newly embraced, didn't know anything about Vampire. And then 10 years later, I'm still playing the live game. I've played the pen and paper. I've tried to get through whatever it's the Chronicles or something.
Yeah.
Twice now. Yeah, it's one of those things that it's been a part of my life for every Monday night for 10 years.
Yeah.
And on top of that, there was other games on a Saturday throughout the area. So, yeah, I mean, I've been living and breathing our version of Vampire the Masquerade for a long time. Yeah, so that's how I got into it, kind of reluctantly to start off with.
Fantastic. I think it's the same for a lot of people, though. I mean, it was a similar sort of thing for me. I mean, for me, it was my cousin got me into it. He had the books, and we were just sat down, and something just beeped at me. I don't like it when it makes those sorts of sounds. Can you still hear me all right, Mark? I think we've lost Mark in this. Can you still hear me online? So, yeah, I think something's dropped here. Yeah, I think Mark has gone. So, I'll carry on with what I did. So, essentially, what got me into Vampire the Masquerade was my cousin. We sat down with the Vampire book, and I was looking, and I didn't really read a huge amount. I just, I looked at the pictures for the clans, and I picked to play I chose to play a Ventrue, and I played a Ventrue Brewer, and from there I got involved in a couple of fights, and then realised the Ventrue aren't like this, and I kept on going. So then the Monday nights happened, the LARP happened, and it all went off from there. And I've been like Mark, been playing for 10 years or so. So I think we've got Mark back now. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was a bit of a weird one.
Fantastic. That's all right. I carried on with my story, got that sorted, and then yeah. So we are all good. No one noticed. We'll pretend it didn't happen. It's fine. So that's how you. So that was how you got into Vampire. Then, so what would be your favourite? What I'm going to do in the background while I've got it is I've got some photos that I've taken from the site and stuff like that. So some of them will be behind the scenes. So show people preparing and getting stuff ready. So I'll play that in the background as we keep on talking. So that's what this is all is now. So people can enjoy it. I'll leave this running for a while. It's just going to keep looping. So what is your favourite clan then? Would you say?
My favourite clan is this is the annoying thing. Every clan that I've played and had a character in has been memorable. So I've played the Brewer clan. Eventually, the Brewer I was playing became an Archon, and I played the Malkavian clan and loved it.
Mm-hmm.
And Nosferatu. It's just, yeah, I mean, for me it has to be the Nosferatu just because of the different aspects of the clan. The way you're treated at courts, your role within the Camarilla. It's just, there's so many parts about it that I like, but the biggest thing is that the community that I found within that clan. So,
right.
You know, we've got a version of ShrekNet we use, and we're constantly talking about other courts or games and stuff like that. So, yeah, I've got to notice that the Nosferatu are probably my favourite, but I do have really strong feelings towards the Malkavians and Brulo as well.
Okay, so the next logical question from that then, what is your least favourite?
Tremere. Locally spoken out against that clan for years. They are so broken.
Yeah.
If there's anything you do when I've been reffing and storytelling or as a player There is nothing that clan cannot do. If you put a wall, they go through it. If you hide something, they find it. If you've got a secret in your blood, they know about it. Literally, as I say, you get it, especially when Tremere start to gain access to out-of-clan disciplines. They just become sickening. The clan itself, I've been told, is very hard to play because of the pyramid structure within it. So gaining access to power within the clan is sought after and fought for, and so I think it's from the outside looking in, it's that these guys are way too powerful, but actually being a member of that clan is probably a different story altogether.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're my least favourite.
Yeah, I think I'm with you there on that one. But still. So we've been asked another question in chat.
Yep.
You've mentioned geocaching. How did that idea come about?
How did that idea come about?
Yeah.
It came about because I always thought that when Masquerade breaches were made in the game, there was never any levity, I think is the word for it, or like any urgency behind it or anything like that. It never felt like there was pressure because it was the refs would make the Masquerade breach and then the refs would sit on it until time when the player solved it or didn't.
Yeah.
And so I thought, well, how about we use geocaching? Because I've done some geocaching, thought it was fantastic, really enjoyed it. And I thought, oh, this would be brilliant for Vampire, for Masquerade breaches. And then also I looked at it and went, LARP as a hobby is very difficult to get into. From the outside looking in, it's kind of restricted because unless you're immersed in the game, at which point it's fantastic.
Yeah.
If you're not immersed in it and looking at it from the outside in, it looks strange. It looks something that looks like you have to be knowledgeable to get into or something like that. So we thought, how can we interest people into the game, into LARP, that have never done it before? And we thought, well, the best way to do it is when we leave our geocaches, there'll be a little bit of, in character or a description in there that is not what's in the current world. So they've gone to an area and we say, what you see, is written down in front of you kind of thing. And then they have to take that information and put it in their own words and send it to Samuel Poinder, at which point they'll get a out-of-character and in-character message to them, thanking them for their work. And we thought by those little tiny things of doing out-of-character, in-character, different descriptions than what you're currently seeing, things like that, we hope that it would kind of tweak people's imagination and get them interested in actually turning up to the game. Because when you think about it, that's all the game is, but with some social interaction involved.
Yeah.
So if we can kind of ease people into it in a manner of which they can do it with their family, with their friends, stuff like that, then we thought, let's go for it. And that's where the geocaching is there, and we're hoping it pans out.
Okay. Excellent. So that has been asked in chat again. So that is all designed to interact with people who aren't even aware of the game. So other people can get involved. Okay.
Yeah. That's why that first website, we tried to make it as interactive as possible. We do need to tweak it to make it a little bit more user-friendly. Yeah. So the landing page needs to have a better description in it to kind of explain what it is they're about to do. But that's why we've tried to make it as world-building, as interactive, as different as possible, so it kind of draws people in. And we've kept all of the rules in separate sections, so they can get the feel for the page, then look at the geocaching, and if they're interested in the game, they can go via the forum and stuff like that. But one thing I just want to add to this as well, every single new player to this game, so every single person who signs up will have an interaction with one of the refs before they do.
Okay, that's good.
So there won't be a direct link to the forum. What will happen is there will be a link to speak to one of the ref team, and we're going to call them the new player refs. And they will then meet up for a coffee or speak to you over Facebook chat or whatever it is, whatever means of communication is easiest for the player. And then talk about the game, talk about what their character ideas are, help them create a character, give them a new player card if they need it, speak about the bloodlines available, stuff like this. And that it was basically the first time I encountered that was with Wasteland UK, which is it's a post-apocalyptic game. It's fantastic. But when we signed up for that, we've never done it before, and we spoke to one of their reps before turning up to the game. And it was fantastic because you got to ask those questions about the rules, your character, get a feeling for it, get to know a face before you arrived. So we already knew one of the refs, we've spoken to her. So when we arrived, we knew someone. And it was something that really hit me. And went, that's a fantastic idea. And I wanted to put that into our game as well.
Excellent. Okay. So you've touched on character creation there. So when it comes to Camarilla and the Sabbat, then are all clans going to be open to people?
No. So what we've done is we've purposely restricted the clans at the start.
Okay.
This is for several reasons. One is that these are the clans we're using are the most popular clans, as in the ones that have the most numbers within both factions. So you're going to have Nosferatu and Nosferatu Anti-Tribute, Blue Anti-Tribute, then you're going to have Toreador and Ventru for the Camarilla, and the Sombra and Zemitzi for the Sabbat. Then those are characters, so those are the clans that are unlocked at the start for players. And then as you play the game, when you earn XP for your character, you also earn retirement XP. So when your character dies or you choose to retire it, that becomes like a pool. All your XP goes into a pool, and then you can look at our big spreadsheet, and you will find that you've unlocked being able to play the Malkavian clan, or the Tremere, or the Ravnos, certain generations. So now you can play a 6th or 7th generation kindred and stuff like this.
Okay.
And all of those are tied behind player experience in the game. Because what we want to do is we want to bring the players in and play the most friendly clans first, and then when they get a feel for it, they can then branch out and play the Tremere or the Malkavians, the clans that are a little bit harder, you know? So that's where we're limited at the start. International players, it's different. International players can pretty much choose which clan they want to play, with some restrictions. We don't want, 100 barley running around. But what will happen is that there will be, we will try to ask the international players to play certain clans because we know that there will be a lot of interaction on the forums for them. But if they are desperate to play a Giovanni, then that's not a problem. It's just that at the start of the game, there will be restriction on their forums. There won't be a forum for that clan at the start.
Okay.
We're kind of saying that, if your heart's set on it, you can, but you'll be missing out on a lot of the game.
Yeah.
So we'd like people to kind of play the clans that has the forums available at the start, stuff like that.
Okay, yeah. I don't see why anyone would want to play a Giovanni. So.
Yeah.
So for anyone watching who don't know, I actually play a Giovanni in the local game at the moment. So, okay, so we've gone into the sort of clans and stuff like that. So when it comes, you get a lot of. I think I could safely say that we would know a lot. We could probably name quite a few people who would, when they make their characters up, they will immediately go for the most extreme ends that they could probably think that they could get away with. So, how are you going to react to this?
So, we want to leave people the freedom to create characters that they want to play. One of the things, though, that we're going to highlight to people is that we are trying to make it so the game is as inoffensive as possible to certain, to other people, basically.
Yeah.
So we don't want to bring in, Hitler the Vampire or something like that, or a Malkavian who's a lot of people call them fish mouths and stuff like that. But we want people to play interesting characters, but at the same time we want people to play, characters they want to play, but we don't want characters to cause massive offence to everybody else at the game.
No.
So it's a really difficult one. So what we will do is that we will, when a player is creating a character, that new player ref will explain all this to them, because I don't think anybody wants to go out of their way to cause harm or upset to other people. What you may find completely inoffensive may be really inoffensive, it may be really offensive to other people. So that's where that new player rep can help kind of guide them through that.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Yeah, no, that's fine. Because I mean, I was thinking along the lines of you'll get the person who says, "I've taken kinfolk as a background, and I
yeah,
want to know all of this stuff about werewolves. I want werewolf companion. I want all of this sort of stuff about werewolves, so that they can then go, well, I've got such and such, and this bone gnawer is going to come here and beat the shit out of you because they're my werewolf brother."
yeah.
Is that
So well, we're using the complete rules that are in the Mind Eye Theatre.
right?
I'm pretty sure there's nothing in there that can allow players to do what you just described, but there is definitely merits in there that will give them definitely an edge when it comes to power or to manipulating certain factions and stuff like that. So we allow those in the game, and it's down to players to kind of manage that amongst themselves, really. I mean, if you've got someone who's causing a load of issues, maybe you should deal with that. But as far as the laws are concerned, we've already created all the laws for the clans, the Sabbat, and all of that, and that knowledge will be restricted unless players choose. I think at the start we're allowing them to have up to law 2 in a certain thing, but after that it's all in play. So
Okay.
when you come across that hidden cache of knowledge, or when you do a favour for an elder that happens to be a historian or something like that, that player may unlock more lore of the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're trying to make it so. I know what you mean when you say about the guru and stuff like that, where players, but at the end of the day, I think the only ones of that set that will take any time with their players will be Black Sparrow dancers. And at the end of the day, speaking from experience of dealing with them for 4 years, they never do you any good. So,
No.
you know, if a player wants to go and do a jig at the bottom of the stairs and get the attention of one, so be it. We've just got to deal with those consequences afterwards.
Yeah. So there seems to be there's a little bit of chat going on at the moment, but, and so Darth Weasel 35 has said it keeps the immersion together for the geocaching. So everything that anyone interacts with, it's always going to be kept in character as well, isn't it?
Yes.
So that
Yeah, so one of the things that did one of the other developers head in was that I'm trying to make this game tie in as much to the real world as possible.
yeah,
So all of the historical things that we've talked about Samuel Pointer's family being involved in, are real life events that took place in Southampton.
Yeah.
All of the things that we're going to use in the game will be based on real life. That's one of the reasons why we want to do it in 1999, because then we've got, not only can we go back to a very interesting part of Kindred Society history, but we can also go back to an interesting time within, like Southampton's history, and can talk about real world events and put them into the game and put a vampire spin on them and stuff like that.
yeah,
It's and it also opens up players to have interesting ideas for costume, because if you dress up like things you would wear in 1999, then you're in costume, because it's setting with a time period. So yeah, we're going to try and make it so the game interacts with the real world as much as possible without causing offence or damaging people's company's reputation and stuff like that. So
yeah.
we
Okay.
will never use a real world company or name of a company or people that work there and stuff like that within the game. They will all be made up and make believe. What we will do is just say, hey, in that location where you see that shop, there's this shop and this owner and stuff like this, none of which will be relevant at all to the actual shop, the person who used that.
Okay. So needless to say, really, this game is gonna be huge. So you've got quite a lot of people working with you on this, haven't you, at the moment, I'm guessing?
I am an honest person, so the honest answer is there was a few of us working on it. I would like more support.
Okay.
Definitely 100%. Whatever happens, we're going to get this game launched.
Yeah.
The only difference will be is how many plot lines are available at the start, how many clans are available at the start, the price of the game, the venues, all of this. It all comes down to what support we get.
Yeah.
The more support we have, financially or people's time, the more we can put into the game. I've been dedicating at least 2 hours every night and most weekends to this since the start of the year. But it's one of those things where, as I say, the more people involved, the more stuff we get done.
Yes.
So yeah.
And anything will help your long-suffering wife, I feel.
No, I wouldn't say suffering at all. I would say that it's one of those things where it's a really big cake, and at the moment I'm stuffing my face with it and I'm enjoying it. But I look up at that cake and I'm like, oh god, too much cake. I eat more of it because it's cake and I like it. But I'm more than happy to share my cake. And I think the other developers will be more than happy. The more people to get involved and get their teeth into it and stuff like that as well.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's great. I was saying long suffering in the fact that I'm sure she would love to have you spend more time with her than with this.
Very true.
Yeah. So this because doing anything for Vampire is very in depth because the lore out there is huge. There's so many books. There's so many things for this. We were almost lucky enough to have Jason Carl, one of the original writers from White Wolf, to come in, sit in chat and answer questions as well, which would have been fantastic. But unfortunately that hasn't happened because of work constraints. Your website has been put on the front of this as well, so people can go to that and they can see the interaction and the way that you've done this. Things with the hunter, wasn't it? So and that, which would be good. We have been out. There are a couple of things coming on in chat as well. So a period of time to deal with teething problems would be seriously useful, given the ambitious nature of the beast, as it were. Have you given any time for people to do a play test, to deal with any teething problems or anything like that?
That's going to be coming very soon. So what we're going to do is the next part of the project that's going to come live and so people can get involved in is the NPC crew.
Right.
So we're going to be handling our NPC crew differently than I believe other systems may have done. And that is in regards to the NPC crew will be given the opportunity to create basically 4 characters of their own design completely, two for each faction. They will also, the idea is they have goals and agendas that they're trying to achieve. So when they turn up to court, they've got things they can be getting on with. Then we're going to have them create basically an NPC that will take a role within the court. So, for example, the sheriff or the prince, the cardinal, the paladin, anything like that.
Yeah.
And they'll also be creating NPCs to play on the forums and things like that.
Yeah.
So that's what they'll be getting actually creativity-wise and getting the flex to actually make characters and invest in costume and stuff like that. But what we're also going to do for the NPC crew is they're going to be playing through the events that led up to 1999. So when the players turn up to the game, the NPC crew will have played through the adventure that led to that happening, why the players turned up there.
Yeah.
And that's where we're going to be going through and play testing the rules out. We're going to have training sessions where he doesn't know it yet, but one of our American friends is going to join us over Facebook chat and basically go through the rules and kind of teach us, because he's been playing the game out there for like the last 6 years. So he's been playing the Rainbow Theatre rules. He's a massive fan. Yeah, so hopefully we're going to utilize his knowledge to kind of train up the crew, and then the crew will then go through basically an adventure, and it gives us enough time to test out some of the systems of the game.
Yes.
And it also gives the NPC crew enough time to flex their creativity and get used to interacting with each other and stuff like that. So hopefully what will happen is when the players turn up for their first game, the NPC crew will be really comfortable with the rules, the scenario, everything that's going on, know about the history of what's led them to this point. So when they start to play their characters, they are, because of course they have to create fresh characters.
Yeah.
I may have given away that the old ones died. But it's so hopefully they'll be in a better stead to kind of run and play the game.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So there is going to be, so when the game does actually start, then everyone's going to know exactly what they're doing and they can run with it until the inevitable player interaction where instead of doing the obvious thing, they're going to run off and do something completely out of left field and things like that.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I just want to touch on this is that the live game itself is going to be a lot different to what most people would expect. So we're going to be having lots of puzzle elements at the games that people can interact with if they want to or not. There will be definitely a political side of the game that will take place and get involved in stuff with that, that's happening with that. There's going to be historical side, and generally there's going to be the actual forums themselves. There's NPCs in the world that may have their own agendas and goals that require the live players to do certain things at certain times.
Yes, yeah.
By doing that, they can build up clan influence or character influence and stuff like that. So there's going to be a lot of things going on at the live game. So no one should really be sat there not doing anything unless they 100% choose to. There should always be something for players to interact with. And also, we're trying to cater for as many different styles of players as possible because I love puzzles. I love to sit there. I'm more than happy to role play figuring out a puzzle. And so that's why I've put that element in because I really like it. And I know that games like Odyssey have an entire section dedicated to basically the grand puzzle. So, it's stuff like that I'm kind of getting inspiration from.
Yeah. Okay, that's fantastic to hear about. Okay, so something else that has been asked in chat is how do you want people to contribute that would be helpful to yourself? Because I remember you putting something out on Facebook about plot writers.
Yeah, so we've got
things.
I've got guides and examples for plot writing for the game. We've got a different way of. It's not your standard plot writing, which is what's caused some complications. The idea of this is that we're writing plots that are in the game of Choose Your Own Adventure. So as a ref in the past, when it came to downtime applies to players, it's very difficult to type out, 15 downtime replies. Someone's giving you 2 pages worth of information and you feel you're not treating them well while you're giving them a paragraph in return. So what we're doing is we're creating plots in the game where players get direct choice of how they choose to investigate it. And at the end of that plot line, they get to make a choice. And that choice will change the game forever. So do you save the children? Do you allow them to die? Do you take power for yourself? That kind of stuff. And then what we're doing is it then causes the plot line to flip to the outcome that the player has chosen. But anybody who goes to that location afterwards will see that flipped result. So that's a plot writing. We're definitely looking for plot writers.
Yeah.
We're 100% looking to open up for NPC crew.
Okay.
We're looking for artists who can create some level imagery for us. We're looking for kind of actors and voice actors who can help us make some more advertisement. There's so many aspects of this game that we would love help with. It's one of those things where, if you've got a talent or you've got something you're interested in, just contact us and, we can go from there. I mean, the images you're seeing flipping through, one of them is of a kind of person screaming with a very monstrous face. And this is coming from a very talented artist who's creating his own interpretation of the clan floors. So that one is a representation of the warrior and their constant fight to remain controlled. So as I say, there's lots of things we could have help with. We're going to hopefully be launching a GoFundMe soon, and that's pretty much going to be the sink or swim of the project, because we will need funding to get this to the end. We currently have a Patreon page open for people that want to get involved in the kind of development side. But the GoFundMe is going to be a big thing, and that's the image we're on about. So he's been very clever with it, but he's put at the bottom of the image, you can just about make out the people that are at the bottom half, and as it goes up, then the face is twisted into that monstrous screen. Very clever artist. Very different and unique.
Yeah. No, it was good. It was very good. Okay, so I think pretty much what I've got left is, because the play-by-post part of it is it's very time intensive to answer all those questions and things like that. And if you've got so many people playing abroad, there was an old website called Mad Hatter Games Presents, which was Vampire and Werewolf, which was run by an old friend of mine called James Horton. And it was literally had players from all over the world, and it was a 24/7 thing, and it took up so much time that he needed like 5 or 6 different storytellers to do it from different areas to cover it constantly. I mean, how are you intending on doing the play-by-post part of it?
Right, so what we've got is at the moment we've created over 7,000 locations in the game. Those are the locations that the players can interact with, the international players can kind of take control of them, and they represent the influence. What we're doing is a very clever Excel spreadsheet which will allow us to automatically update, swap, who controls what, and things like that. And the idea is that at the end of the month, the actions kind of take, so you've got all month to put your actions in, and then it all kind of happens at the end of the month. And what we're then going to do is to give players that feedback of what's happened, we're going to be generating a newspaper. And that newspaper will highlight all of the big things that are taking place within the city. And let's just say that the top 3 players that generate the most noise, may be targeted by the city directly, who will then, it's a character all in itself, and they may find themselves in the front page of the newspaper. Unless, of course, they control the media and the power. One of the I think it's the top power play for media influence is they control the paper. 24 hours before that goes live, they can edit it to their heart's content, and then we can publicise it to everybody else. So they can change all the headings, who's involved in what, etc., etc. Because they control the media at that point. But we've definitely been looking at that system, and everything we're doing, we're putting in the work now. So when the game's live, there's less things for our refs to do. We're putting in a system called the hat system, which is when you put a hat on, you basically, it's got a lot of roles and responsibilities for having that hat on, and also how long you should expect to give up of your personal life to fulfill your duties in the game.
Okay, that's fair.
So that way, if at any point someone feels overwhelmed because they've got too many hats, we can easily take a hat off them and put it on somebody else. And we're making it the systems in the game that we're going to have guides to how to use them and stuff like that, where anybody can do it. We're going to try and simplify all of the background stuff as much as possible, and not do that kind of swan when you look at it on the top of the surface, very graceful, underneath it's kicking it. We're going to hopefully get it so everything's nice and smooth. We're also going to be restricting the amount of players that can play the game as well. So we still need to go through and crunch some numbers on it, but at the moment it's looking like we're going to have 100 live players and 200 international is what we can kind of cater for at the moment.
Okay.
But those numbers may change.
Yeah.
Because we thought we need to put some limitation on it, because otherwise you're right. If you do get 15,000 people all signing up to do the international, the city will become swamped. And in the nicest possible way, there is not 15,000 vampires in the world.
No.
It completely broke the system. We're supposed to be quite rare. So we're going to try and limit the numbers in that regard.
Yeah.
But we honestly, we've looked at the systems, we're going through it, we're trying to play test them, and hopefully we're putting as much work as possible in now, so later on we can just get on with allowing players we're making a sandbox for players to play in, basically. We want all the plot and story to kind of be driven by player actions. Of course, there's going to be some world events going on, and we do have our 4-year meta plot. But as far as everything else, it's down to the players. We're going to hide stuff in the world for them to find, and if they stumble across it in the first year, fantastic.
Yeah.
But it may be 3 years into the game when they actually stumble across it and it's been there for all that time.
Yeah.
So hopefully we're going to make it as easy as possible to ref, because coming from the experience of refing the game, a separate game for 2 years, without that infrastructure, without that kind of know who should be doing what, when, and where, the game can become overwhelming very quickly, because I hate taking away time from players. They come up with their characters, they've got fantastic backgrounds, they put in this really in detailed downtime, but because you've got real life things going on and you've got 50 other people to take care of as well, your reply is only one line or a paragraph, and you feel guilty for doing it, but it's really it's the only time you have.
Yeah.
So we're trying to minimise that as much as possible. We want to give our players as much as we can, and make it feel like they literally get to play a character. They create it and see how it ends up. See what happens to them in this world.
Yeah.
That's the plan anyway.
Okay. We've got another question from chat here as well. Is there a requirement for how often you might have to attend the live game, or how often you need to be present on the website when posting?
So what we're going to be saying is that basically you buy one ticket for the game for the year. So the international players, these prices will change. They more than likely will go down lower, depending on how the GoFundMe goes, etc. But we're looking at £30 for international players to play the game for a year, and then 120 for the live players. And this basically covers your ticket to all of the games. So there's going to be 6 games for your faction and 6 games for another faction. So in total, if you were to sneak into the other player's court, and not get caught and stuff like that, being infiltrated, you could play 12 games in the year for £120. And all of the money will be going towards the basically cost of the venue, insurances, and anything that's left, and costumes, and then all that kind of stuff, upkeep of the websites, all this jazz. But at the end of the year, we're going to, because it's a non-for-profit organisation, we're going to be basically donating the money to local charities. We're kind of at the moment, well, I say at the moment, what we're aiming to do is to put that money towards historical charities in Southampton.
Yeah.
Because they're charities that don't often get a lot of funding. I spoke to one when I was doing a previous job, and although they do get government grants, sometimes it's nowhere near enough to keep what it is they're trying to keep there around. So that's where the money will be going towards, but also it's a player choice. So that money at the end of the year, they've got a choice to donate to the charity, or we can use that money to take off their next year's membership, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's, although the cost of the game at the start you may look and go, that's quite high, it's only for the start, and then when we actually have a fund in the club, that will just continue to roll every year. It will never stay within our hands. It will either be in a charity or back to the players to, say, subsidise their ticket price and things like that. So, that's where we're going with it.
No, it sounds fantastic, and I have to say, because you are looking at getting some pretty decent locations as well. Wasn't there talk of a boat for having one of the LARP events on it and stuff like that? So and Southampton
Yeah,
has so many fantastic historical locations as well. So yeah,
yeah. I mean, the locations we're looking at are going to be, and this is not meant as a slight to anybody who does. We want to try and avoid the back rooms of pubs and village halls, and think about if you're hosting in an art gallery, we're going to hire an art gallery in Southampton, and that's where the game will take place.
yeah,
So we've been in contact with several locations, and we're not being met with any hostility at all. It's all about, it's going to cost X amount of money. Yeah, brilliant, happy. Because the way we look at it is we're very inoffensive at the end of the day. We turn up and we're no worse than a photo shoot. It's a group of people stood around talking.
yeah.
So, amateur dramatics. It's not like we're going to damage anything, but that's where we're also going to have insurance for the game as well, just in case any of our players do.
Okay.
Public liability, that's the one we're going for.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. So because I think we're getting on for a bit now with a lot of questions and stuff like that. So I put that. So this has all been retweeted and shared and stuff like that by there's a couple of Facebook pages. One's simple Vampire the Masquerade. So thank you very much for doing that. And the other one was White Wolf and Onyx Path RPGs Gameplay and Media. They're a Facebook group as well. Thank you so much for allowing me into the group and sharing everything. That's been fantastic too. Is there anything you want to say right at the end to try to sell it a bit more? Not to put you on the spot at all, Mark. You understand?
no, it's one of the things we would love is for the community to get more involved in the development of this. And the reason why we're saying that is because we're literally trying to make the best game we possibly can. So we are incredibly open to people's feedback and opinions that they've had from other LARP systems they've been in, or
Yeah.
things that they would love to see in the game and stuff like that. And then we can, at this stage, incorporate it in. When the game launches, we're going to kind of be set in stone at that point. So that's where we've been doing development videos. That's where we've been, answering any questions as honestly as we can. We displayed, we've gone through how the website was made, how the photo shoots went, stuff like that. So anybody who just thinks, I would love to do my own work, hopefully they can learn from, the experiences we've been having, and that way it might help them create theirs. So
Yeah.
it's one of those things where we are literally opening our arms to the public and saying, please, get involved, give us feedback, help us if you can. If you've got some skills or talents or anything, just get in contact with us. Really, of course, the Patreon definitely helps at the moment. The funding we're getting through there is helping us pay for plot writers and other aspects of the game. And when the GoFundMe goes live, that's pretty much at that point. That's where we're 100% hands and knees, kind of looking up at everybody. We need your help at that point, because if that GoFundMe is successful, the game 100% will launch. And it will launch with everything we've been talking about.
Excellent.
Really nice locations, character guides, forums that are unique for each of the clans. There's going to be so many things that we're going to do and put into this game to make it as easy as possible for people to play. Simplify everything as much as we can, so that people can really get involved and play their characters and just live and breathe vampire. That's what we're aiming for. So please just get involved.
Well, I've put the link to the website in chat, so people can go through that. It's also on the screen as well, because this video is going to get put onto the YouTube channel as well. I'll also send a copy of it over to Mark so he can do whatever he wants with it. So he can use that in any way that he wants as well. So I'll track it onto that. So thank you everyone for watching. I think we've had quite a few people coming in and out, people listening. Someone had connection issues at one point, so they're going to listen to it a bit later on, probably. I think I know who that is. So thanks, Kit, and we'll go for there. So thank you very much for doing this, Mark. And thank you everyone for watching. And bye bye.